Okay, I'm going to try to get through this in 5 minutes. First thing is, I wanted to spend some time at the end of the day to get opinions from people about how this could be improved, whether it had value, etc. We're not going to do that. Here's what I'm going to ask instead. I'm going to ask every single person in this room has guest author permissions on the blog and or can at least comment on the blog. In the spirit of transparency, I'd like everyone to put up their biggest complaint on the blog. So I'd really like everyone to put up, this is a waste of my time, I don't like the sandwiches, whatever it is. I want your worst complaint up there. I also would like, if there's something that you really liked about this event, to put up there too. I don't know whether it'll happen again or not, but if it does, then it can only get better by being transparent with each other, especially about the things that we need to fix or the things that you'd like to see more. Now understand, I had a conversation with somebody this morning who told me they wanted X, and then I said, okay, what if I had done X for you? And they said, well, I would have ignored you. So I just want to make it clear that there's feedback that I get that I know if I did that, you wouldn't have come in the first place. So I will respond on the blog with a, well, would that really be meaningful to you, or what if we did it this way instead, or something like that. So, number one. Number two, there has been a lot of content developed here today. There's a lot of content up here. There's a lot of content on the sheets. There's a huge amount of video that's been taken by various people, by Electronic Arts. There's a huge amount of content. It's going to take a little while to get it edited and written and everything, but it's all going up on the blog. The way it's going to happen is Sean Rader is going to be helping me, as he turns white, is going to be helping me boil down hours and hours of video to key parts and getting it up. We're going to use YouTube, a private folder, and then link it over to the blog. In addition, if you want to link it over to your blog, if you want to display video or some other communications medium you have, just let us know, have at it. It's everybody's property. This was everybody's conference, so just let us know where you want it accessible. Peter Clayton is here. He's going to be talking to people for podcasting and audio purposes. Let's get everybody pointing to that, sharing all the data and information that came out. I am going to ask, and they're very busy people, so I don't know whether we're going to be able to do this, but I am going to ask that the track leaders take the information they developed today and at least boil it down into bullet points or a couple of things they'd like to put up so that we can continue the conversation online. Again, everybody here is an author on the blog. So if you could just take the time to do one post to say, here's a conversation that I think is worthy of carrying on. Here's something I thought was interesting. I'd like to continue the discussion around that. So the content is going to get up there somehow. Please be patient, and if you want to volunteer to help get it up there, see me during the poker tournament.
Can I just ask that many of you have your own digital cameras and you're taking shots today. If Jeff and I will figure out some kind of central depository way of you downloading those, because it would really be great for us to share that with everybody. And I'm going to write a feature article and do some work with Jeff on getting it out externally. We might do an external PR piece, but we're certainly going to do an internal piece to share with everybody here.
Great. Thank you, Chris. Yes. And that helps me transition into the last part of this, which is thank you, because there is no way anything like this can happen without a whole lot of people behind the scenes putting in their blood, sweat, and tears to making it happen. Now, my wife is a performer and a director, and so 3-4 times a year I see her stand up in front of people and forget somebody every single time. Forget to thank somebody, and then she has to live with the guilt for 2 weeks afterwards. So I'm really going to try to avoid that because I can't afford the 2 weeks. So, first of all, if as many are still here, I'd like the track leaders to stand up and be acknowledged for all their hard work. More than anybody else, these people took a flyer on me, and I really appreciate it, because they would call up and say, I'm going to develop a presentation. No presentation. Well, I'm going to prepare notes. No notes. At the end of the day, these people are literally ready to shoot me. So I can't tell them all how much I appreciate them dealing with me and going through this process. This morning, unfortunately, Linda Glass and Christine Deputy had to leave, but they were the people who were walking around taking pictures and getting everybody's pictures up here, as well as digital pictures, which will get up on the site. If you don't want your digital picture on the site, you better write me, because it's going up on the site. When this first started, there was an original steering committee that got together, and they've been hanging out on this from the very beginning and being a support mechanism and helping out. And those individuals were invaluable in trying to help me get through this, and as well as bringing a lot of other resources to bear. And those individuals were Linda Glass, Sean Rader, Cindy Nicola, John Sumser, Susan Burns, Nancy Grace Starkeybaum. Did I get everybody? Yes, I did. So please, let's give them a round of applause. All day long, there's a gentleman who's been sitting here videoing this, the unsung hero. Can you imagine sitting in a conference you have no interest in, to look through a camera and record every word? It's his own personal version of hell, and he did it with class. So thank you very much, Jerry. I'd also would like to thank everybody who spread the word. A lot of people spread the word, invited people, got the word out, invited other people. To all of you who did that, even if they didn't attend, just taking the leap of faith to do that, I really appreciate that. So thank you very much to all of you. I would very much like to thank Chris Nicola, who has not only been an invaluable member of our team today, but helped with a lot of PR, getting set up, etc. So thank you very much to Chris. This morning when you came in, there were people who greeted you. Those were volunteers who didn't have to get here till 9 a.m., and yet they got here at 7 a.m. so they could help set up. It's not part of their job. They're part of the staffing organization here at EA, and that was Olivia Yee, Kate Randall, and Renee Scott. And Renee made all your names right, so thank you. The facilities team here was outstanding. I think I said this at the end of the day. There's absolutely no way this could have come off without Electronic Arts putting a whole lot of time and effort into this behind the scenes, and especially the facilities team. They were absolutely amazing. And I'd like to thank Ray Montalvo, Bill Madison, Lyle Brown, Robert, you know who you are, Diane, and Jeremy Mayer. So thank you very much. And finally, my last big thank you. I started off the day, and I'm going to come around full circle and end it. Thank you very much to Cindy Nicola, because without her, none of this would have happened. So thank you very much. If you have any kind of value added today, you owe her a free drink tonight. And with that, 3 minutes left. I want to say thank you very much to everybody. I know it was hard to get away from your schedules to participate. I hope you got some value out of this, made some interesting connections, had some great conversations, and got a chance, at least a little space, to think outside the box about the problems that face us all today. Thank you very much for all coming, and with that, it's done.
Good job, Jeff.